wondered, what's really out there? No, I know I have. Ever since I was a kid, I'd find myself staring at the moon while driving in the car, staring at the stars, just wondering, how big is the universe really? And that's what fascinates me to this day. The idea that the universe is so vast and massive that we can continue exploring it and trying to understand it for an eternity, and we would still likely not even find everything. It's mind-boggling to think about. And I'm sure this fact resonates with many of you as well. I'm sure this interests a lot of you. I'm sure many of you in the audience may have had a space phase growing up. Maybe you enjoy watching space documentaries on YouTube, learning facts that may not seem very important, but are incredibly interesting. And that's the beauty of space. The sheer unknown is just fascinating. However, what truly drew me to want to take part in space exploration and have a role is the fact that it's super important. As I've done research, I've realized the true importance of it and how space exploration can dictate whether or not society continues in the future. Now, though it's very important, many people in society don't seem to understand how important it truly is. Many don't consider the long-term and short-term benefits that space exploration can have. Many just see it as sort of a side venture that takes up money that can be used on other things in the present. Currently, in the United States, only 12% of people see exploring the moon as a priority. Only 11% see exploring Mars as a priority. People don't understand and consider how exploring space could affect their future lives. When talking about the field of space exploration, we must consider two things: the short term and long term. Short term, our main goal is to understand space, scientific discovery, to make sense of things that we don't know about, and to potentially use this knowledge to better society overall. The second thing is long-term. Long-term considerations include things like colonization, things like other planets, extraterrestrial beings, possible new life in different parts of the galaxy. Now, if we were to just completely not consider space exploration and to just put it to the side and not worry about it, then the future of humanity would be dire. Have you ever considered the possibility that the Earth could become unsustainable for human life? This is a very realistic possibility, despite it being maybe not our first priority currently. I mean, the prevalence of nuclear technology that could end the world through nuclear war, the constant prevalence of climate change and global warming that's constantly heating up the Earth. Eventually, things are going to happen. I mean, asteroids, we can think about those as well. In the long term, in the long distant future, there is the possibility that human life can become endangered here on Earth. That's why we must consider space exploration as an important factor. There's a quote that I truly resonate with and believe to be true in the present day. It's from the movie Interstellar by Christopher Nolan. And though it is a sci-fi film that's based around maybe some exaggerated scientific understandings, such as the fourth dimension, the presence of wormholes, which are things that could exist if we continue our exploration of space. it is still applicable to today's life. The quote goes, "Mankind was born on Earth. It was never meant to die here." And this resonates with my sentiment that we must prioritize the importance of space exploration in the context of the future of humanity. Now, you might ask, how have we been pursuing this extremely important endeavor? And there are 3 ways we've been exploring space currently. Exploring space is an extremely difficult task, and these 3 methods have been the most effective as of now. One being telescopes, which are more on Earth. They're more for the purpose of gaining knowledge of extremely distant things that we normally wouldn't be able to obtain. And the 2 main ones that are working to more fully enhance our understanding of space are robotics and humans. By spending money and sending robots and humans to space, we can physically gain knowledge that can more effectively benefit our goals. Now, you might ask, which has been prioritized more recently? Well, currently, in the most previous years, robotics have been prioritized. With the development of complex AI and the development of robotic systems, AI can do a lot now. The present technology of the current day is extremely advanced that robots seem like the perfect fit for space exploration. In fact, robots can resist any harm that space provides. Space radiation, for example, which is extremely prevalent and a major concern for humans. Robots don't have to be returned. They can go out into space for eternity. We would never see them again. And yet, they continue to provide us with information that we've never seen before. Another thing is that they don't need food. They don't need water. They don't need basic necessities. They can continue researching and analyzing the environment around them without end, simply for our goals. All this combined begs the question, why even use humans in the first place? Another consideration, costs. I mean, robotics, they cost a fraction of what it costs to develop a human manned mission. In fact, the costs of one human mission is the same as 10 to 20 robotic missions. That's significant. In fact, in total, around the world, there have been 391 manned missions across the globe in total. Whereas for robotic missions, there have been thousands. This is correlated directly to the costs as well as the time. It takes around 10 years to develop a single human mission compared to the 5 years it takes to develop a single robotic mission. And all of this begs the question, why do we use humans? What's the point? Robots seem to do things better than humans in every way. They're much safer, much more cost-effective. They don't need a return. They give us infinite amounts of information. Why? Now this argument begins to fall apart quickly once we look at it from a different angle. Consider the main goals of space exploration that I mentioned earlier. Scientific discovery and future colonization. I want you to keep this in mind as I continue. Now, humans, they provide a variety of pros as well. It's not just cons. Both robots and humans provide reasons for use that alternate between each other. Humans, they are capable of extreme adaptability and critical thinking in unpredictable situations. And in extremely unpredictable environments such as space, having a the ability for rational thinking can be extremely valuable. In fact, according to this graph, as you can see, there is a much higher probability of success for human manned missions compared to robotic manned missions. Now, this probability of success correlates directly to the cost effectiveness of humans. Though they may cost more, though they may take more time to develop, the cost to result ratio is much better compared to robots. Though it may take more time and resources, human missions are more successful and they provide much better data compared to robots. Human analysis is beyond the comprehension of simple robots. Robots do some complex analysis, but humans can do even more complex analysis. Furthermore, humans are much more efficient in space than robots. In fact, on Mars, what a robot can do in one Martian day, a human can do in less than a minute. Think about that, that's insane. It's an incredible amount of time saved in space, which compensates for the amount of time it takes for humans, or for human missions to develop. Now, with both of these considerations in mind, the main goal of space exploration, as mentioned before, is scientific discovery and colonization. Scientific discovery goes hand in hand with colonization. Colonization of places like the Moon and Mars would enable for future research into the unknown, as well as a plan B for any potential catastrophic events that may impact how humans live their lives on Earth. Currently, more and more efforts have been focused towards human colonization, as well as sending humans to the moon. An example being Elon Musk. Just in the past few months, he broke records catching a rocket and returning it safely from space for the first time ever. This is revolutionary for the future of space exploration and the development of human manned missions. When considering what our overall goals are, it becomes apparent that humans seem to be the gateway to more effective analysis and progress. If we want to truly make progress in the field of the unknown, we must prioritize human manned missions. Though robots can be used as extremely helpful tools and can be used alongside humans, we must prioritize sending humans to space, as that is the main goal of colonization. If we continue to develop and ensure that humans can get to space safely and come back safely, our productivity in the field of space exploration will grow exponentially. Now, I want to leave you with this thought. We are the future. The future of human society is in our hands, and it is integral that we do everything we can for the sake of those that come after us. I now ask you, what will your role be?